All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Fortnite video. Today is a new update for the Season 5 update, Christmas update, Winterfest update, whatever you want to call it. With this update came some really cool stuff in-game as well as some really cool settings. So the first one I'm going to go over, right here. Okay, so you guys may know, like, if you have high ping or if you're just lagging in-game, sometimes when you go to edit your builds, it'll be pre-edited, which sucks because then, like, you go to place a floor and maybe it's like only half a floor. You go to place a ramp and it's like stairs or something. So to get rid of that, you can actually turn on this setting right here that resets edits when entering build mode. So no matter if you had a pre-edited door or whatnot, whenever you select the setting, anytime you go to put a wall, it'll just be a regular wall and it will not be in edited shapes, such as, you know, accidentally lagging and pre-editing a build and then it completely messing you up while you're in the middle of a build fight. So this is a really cool option that Epic added. Also, on the settings page, if you guys have been paying attention to the update at all, you guys will see that there is, okay, seriously, there is a new performance mode. Now, this is supposed to be for lower tier PCs to get more FPS. Now, I am using a really high-end rig, so I'm not sure how much it'll do for me, but this is performance mode alpha. If you guys, like I said, are on a bad PC or like a laptop or something with no dedicated graphics card, you can try to turn on rendering mode to alpha and see what you guys get. Some of the early testing that they did between a couple PCs, it was getting like 20 to 30 more FPS. So if you guys are on a bad PC, definitely give this a try. I'm going to apply it. I'm going to restart my game to make sure it applies, and then we're going to hop in game and look at the resolutions compared to high texture resolutions and see what they look like. So first we're going to do performance mode, and then we're going to hop into the high textures after. So let's go ahead and restart our game. Okay, as you guys can probably already tell from some of the details, we are now in performance mode, and just to double check, it automatically changes some of your settings. It looks like view distance and textures you can actually change yourself, but we are in performance mode. It does turn off a lot of things such as DLSS, and you can't actually turn them on, which is pretty unique. So you do have a couple options you can mess with, such as 3D render resolution, view distance, and texture setting, which is interesting, very interesting. But yeah, I got frame rate on unlimited. I'm playing at 1440p or 2K res, and we are in performance mode. So we're gonna hop in game. You guys can pretty much already tell that you know, some of the textures may look a little bit worse here already. So let's go ahead and hop into a solo game, check it out, and see what it looks like. Also, after this, I'm going to put on the high res textures, and we're gonna hop in game and see what that looks like. So if you guys want to stay and watch the whole video, we're gonna have a comparison between the low res and the high res here in just a second. Okay, all right, so ladies and gentlemen, here is the performance mode alpha here in Fortnite. You guys can pretty much already tell the graphics are not looking very good. And like I said, it's gonna be hard to show you guys a real comparison of what the frames look like compared to high res textures. I mean, if you look around, I'm on a really good PC, so playing on low textures might actually be really bad for me. It'll make more sense if you guys understand how GPUs work, and like when you have a high GPU, it actually demands you, or if you put on your textures on high, it can actually help you get better FPS because it uses more of your GPU. But here we are. You guys can see the FPS at the top of the screen and the bottom right. If you look, it'll show you. I'm just pretty much going to fly over the map, and we're getting like 300 and something FPS with performance mode. Like I said, some of you guys on lower ends will probably be experiencing a lot different results than me since I am on a high end. But, I mean, we're getting 600 FPS flying above the map. Oh, God, I jumped out there for a second. That was really bad, but flying above the map, we were getting up to 600. It's at 200 flying down. Like I said, I kind of already expected this because I pretty much get 200 with high textures, but just more to show you guys what it looks like with low textures. It's definitely, honestly, it almost looks like iPad textures if you guys ever played on an iPad versus PC. So the textures are definitely low res. I believe it is in 720p. Actually, I mean, I don't know how the render res actually works, but you can definitely see we're in some lower textures here. I mean, you can just kind of see it around. Look at that building. Yeah, you can see it looks not so good. And then let's see what the builds look like. Let's actually farm up some materials here, grab some builds. And like I said, I mean, if you're a competitive player, like, you probably really don't care about textures. Like most CSGO players and anybody that plays professionally, they usually have their textures on low anyway, so maybe it's not something you actually worry about. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. I could definitely play like this if I was only going for frames. And you guys can see the frames at the top right. I'll try to land here when I do high texture so you guys can see it as well. But yeah, so we're rocking about 400 FPS. I do have a really good PC, so I wouldn't expect anything less than this. But oh, yikes! Oh, the building looks so bad. Okay, that is definitely something that. Oh, yikes! The building materials look terrible. I mean, listen though. Like I said, if you're strictly, oh yeah, dude, that looks so bad. Okay. Oof, that looks a lot worse than I was expecting. But I mean, my game feels good. So if you don't care about textures, which, I mean, if you're on a low-end PC, you want to get those frames, you probably won't care about textures. Performance mode seems to be doing its job. You know, it's working as intended, it looks like. The lower textures, but more FPS. I mean, you can pretty much just see it here in the sand. It looks terrible, but my frames are great. So, yeah, anyways, that's performance mode. I'm sure there's I'm sure there's, you know, you guys can make your own speculations about the buildings. This looks so bad to me, but I mean, hey, it's all about getting that FPS and making your game run smooth on lower end. So, do I think Fortnite did a great job on this? It seems like it. I wish I had a lower end PC to kind of test and see how it worked compared to old, but I really don't. So I guess this is more of a preview for you guys. Let me down below in the comments if you guys use this. How much FPS did it increase? All right, so here we are, Dusty, or what is this building? Dusty Divot building. Standing right here looking out. We're getting like 350. Looking at the castle, we're getting 320 FPS. All right, so let's go ahead and back out. I'm going to put on the high-res textures, and we're going to see what we come up with. Okay, guys, before we switch over to the high-res textures and out of performance mode, there's actually one more thing I want to show you, and it actually has to deal with the storm. Now, I just saw this clip on Twitter, but I wanted to make sure you guys saw it because what it looks like is performance mode equals cheats, dude. So the clip I saw on Twitter is when the storm like comes in, you can pretty much see directly through it, and it's almost like the storm is clear. And you guys will see here in just a second when the storm starts to form and move in. I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. It looks pretty broken. All right, guys, here comes the storm, and as you can see, it's actually right there. It doesn't even look like it, right? It's so crystal clear, you can see directly through the storm. Like, this is actually, this is game breaking, I think, honestly. You can see right through the storm, dude. This is, every competitive player in Fortnite is going to be using performance mode until they patch this. I don't know when they'll patch it. I'm guessing they'll probably patch it really soon. But you, look at this. Look at the storm. Even when you're in it, you can see directly out of it. It's crystal clear while you're in here. This is so broken. So every single competitive player is going to be using performance mode until they patch this. But yeah, you can literally look right through the storm and see everything. Look at that. Dude, you, like, if you're like not paying attention, you can literally walk into the storm without knowing. And like, look how much visibility I have. I can see everything inside the storm and outside the storm. This is so broken. This is gonna get patched soon, so enjoy it while you can, because yeah, this is gonna get patched soon. They're gonna have to fix this somehow. But anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that little bit right there. All right, now we're gonna switch over to the high-res textures and see what the high-res textures look like. So all I did was put it back onto DirectX 11. I would use 12, but it does have a lot of crashes still. It needs to be tested, and you know, they need to work out the bugs a little bit more. So I stick to DirectX 11 because it really doesn't crash for me at all. Anyways, I'm keeping everything pretty much the same as it was on performance mode, so you guys can, I'm gonna land at Dusty Divot and you guys can like see for yourselves. But once we do that and I kind of get a comparison to go off of from performance mode, then I'm gonna crank this all the way up. We do have the high textures on, so as soon as we get some, you know, some data, I'm gonna turn all these up and see what the high res textures look like on a 2K resolution. And I'm recording at 2K, so you guys should be able to see it as well. Anyways, I'm gonna hop in game, and we're gonna drop that Dusty Divot spot where we were at earlier, and just kind of look around. You guys can gauge the performance difference from the FPS counter on the screen. It might not be a huge difference for my computer just because it is a higher end system, but for you guys on the lower tier systems, or you know, whatever, laptop gamers, whatever you want to say, it might be different. So, anyways, let me just kind of do what I did last time, break a few things. Let my textures kind of load in since I just switched everything. I believe I ran over here, broke a few things. And then I remember looking out this way. Oh yeah, I can definitely, like, the sand looks so much different without performance mode on. It's crazy. You can actually tell big time. That building looks different. Definitely more textures. Let's go over here and build. I believe that's where we were. Yeah, the building just looks so much clean. Does it look cleaner? You know what? Now that I'm looking at it like closely, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. So I remember we built up like here and we were just kind of looking out everywhere. And I think I was getting about 300 FPS on performance mode, and right now I'm getting about 240. So I can definitely say I see a difference. Come here, ready? Come here. I can definitely see a difference, and I can definitely feel a difference in FPS. I'm pretty sure performance mode was about 100 FPS higher, but there we are. All right, so there we are, guys. Yeah, I mean, I'm still getting good FPS, but that's just my PC. So performance mode definitely helped out for sure. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Now, while we're here, if we don't get shot, I can actually turn all of my settings up and give you guys a look at what the high textures look like on max settings here. So DLSS off. Once again, we're at 2K res, 100% render res, unlimited frame rate. And this is max graphics right here. It's kind of got to load in the shadows a little bit. Once you switch, it takes a second to load in. So I'm just going to kind of run in circles here. All right, so this is the new max texture settings. I'm being targeted by a bounty, and we have the high texture resolutions installed. So this is what it looks like on max graphics. This guy right there. We're getting about 160, so I was getting like 240, 230 earlier with my settings. Obviously a little bit lower, but I mean, max settings, I'm rocking a 3090. Or, I'm sorry, a 3080 graphics card and a 10850 CPU. So this is kind of the settings I'm getting on the high texture things. I'm gonna be honest though, I don't know if I'm really seeing the high textures. Oh yeah, the building looks so much cleaner. That's so weird. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely way cleaner. Performance mode looks worse, but it's performance mode, you know? It's supposed to be like that. But as far as like the high res textures, oh, ow. Oh, I don't have any builds. Okay, dude, are you kidding me? Why does he have so much? Oh, why is he jumping so weird? What the heck? Was that the guy who bountied me? Sucker. Give me all your loot, brother. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Just kind of a little bit of a comparison between performance mode, regular texture settings, and then high texture settings with my graphics all the way turned up. Performance mode definitely seems to do its job. And like I said, with the storm being how it is right now, make sure you guys take advantage of it because it's really, really nice being able to see through the storm and stuff. It's pretty OP. I'm sure they're going to patch it, but, you know, take advantage while you can. But yeah, you know, even on my high-end system, performance mode worked really well. So I'm super excited to see what kind of performance people on lower-end systems get. But yeah, performance mode does its job. You know, honestly, this is a big, like, GG to Epic Games. Like, this is awesome. This is going to be great for a lot of players. So, I think this is great. And, yeah, if you guys want, you can comment down below, like, what kind of FPS you guys see in your game. What kind of FPS difference. And if you guys want, you can drop your specs and stuff down below in the comments so people with maybe your same specs will see it. And they can know, or they can, you know, they can get a feel of what to expect whenever they load up and put on performance mode. But anyways, it does its job. Looks great. And, yeah. Let's try to die to the Mandalorian real fast. I killed the Mandalorian. Pog!